Welcome in. This is the place for the people who lead, for the people who build. From city halls to the block, from the huddle to the stage. We talk politics, we talk power moves, we talk community first and what the numbers prove. If it moves the world, if it shakes the room, if it changes the game, you know what to do. The Game Changers Podcast. Say it loud, say it now. The Game Changers Podcast. We bring the story.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of the Game Changers Podcast. Tonight, big news across ESPN, multiple firings, but the two big names, Ryan Clark, Cam Newton. Like I also said, multiple firings across the board. A lot of people are speculating why certain people have been let go. Was it for other people's contracts? Was it for certain things that certain analysts were saying on air? Uh, who knows? We all on here speculating, wondering why. But what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing tonight?
Yeah.
What up? What up?
What's going on?
So, yeah, man, Ryan Clark. It came out last night. I believe yesterday evening that he had got let go, and then it turned into a big old domino effect of multiple ESPN analysts being let go, and even some names that had been at ESPN probably almost 30 years also got let go. So it wasn't just Ryan Clark with the big name. It was also Cam Newton, a couple other NFL analysts. So yeah, man, what's y'all thoughts on this? And give us a breakdown of it.
Man, ESPN making room, ain't it? Like you said, they speculating that it was because Pat McAfee's massive contract. They saying that Pat McAfee and Stephen A. gonna have to do everything at ESPN because they getting paid all the money. So they said Ryan was reportedly getting paid $2 million a year. They're trying to find Pat McAfee. Sound like $100 million contract, then 100 something. It was crazy. It was a crazy number. I don't remember the exact number, but ESPN basically having to make room.
Yeah.
And like you said, they let go some guys who, man, Carl Ravitch, the
Yeah,
MLB
Carl
broadcaster.
Ravitch. I mean, hearing that
dude,
name, and being a millennial and hearing that name, you remember being a kid and hearing that name, even if you weren't into baseball and all that, just certain analysts, you hear their name and you're like, damn, man. They let
That man been there a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
Some other big names, Charles Davis, the NFL draft analyst, Cam Newton, of course, Tom Pelissero, the NFL insider, and Stephania Bell, and David Lloyd. I mean, dang, that's a lot, and who's to say that this is a financial move, but dealing with these corporations and these businesses, man, of course it's financial. Of course it is.
Oh, yeah. And also saying off air, man, there might be some political things to this as well. Like a lot of these guys that have, kind of, people will say woke. We know how woke got turned into the terminology that got turned in today, but they'll get put in that category. A Ryan Clark definitely will, and a Cam Newton could definitely get put in that in certain instances. And with the current administration, does ESPN want to highlight so-called woke culture when a lot of these guys through the 2010s? I know Cam is more so a newer hire, but Ryan Clark been there a while, and like during that Obama presidency where it was easy, certain topics could be talked about in certain ways. Now with this current administration, those same topics aren't going to fly on ESPN's radar as much as I don't think they really want that. So also it's a money thing, but also I think it's a political thing mixed in there just a little bit. You know what I mean? Not over the top, but I think that has a reason.
Well,
there's a little bit of that in there as well.
You're right, because you did say, when the Obama era was here, it was kind of more free. Stephen A was taking ESPN to black campuses and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of stuff that wouldn't fly in this era.
Yeah.
So Ryan being one of them, they've been white people been mad at Ryan I saw him talking about that thing for Robert Griffin Jr. When he
Yeah,
got on RG3 ass about, always kind of like down in black women and kind of doing this stuff when he got a white wife and he got a lot of that. We all remember that, right?
yeah,
But I think it's a big parallel with Ryan and Jaylen Brown in the NBA. You know,
yeah, for sure.
these real smart guys. Some would say uppity Negroes.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, also it's a little bit of the thing with Ryan where he just, he like a Chris Paul, bro. He rub people wrong
yeah,
sometimes.
he
You know what
does.
I'm
He
saying?
does. Because if you all you got to do is go to a Ryan Clark post on any social media and go right to the comments. A lot of people don't like Ryan Clark. Now it might be a lot of Caucasians that don't like him,
Oh
right? For
yeah, for
certain
sure.
takes in certain instances. So you go and look at the comment section. A lot of people just don't like him, but there are other analysts that they have kept on ESPN that I think overall a lot of people just don't like their breakdowns of certain sports. And I mean, Perk is one of them. People don't like Perk that much
Well,
across the
Perk come
board.
Perk come a package deal with Stephen A. Stephen
Yeah, he
A.
does.
brought
He
Perk
does.
in, but you would
Right.
think Stephen A. could have saved Cam Newton.
Yeah, but remember, and I was gonna bring when I saw it, it had me remember our show we did a couple months back on Cam and how Stephen A. didn't like that Cam kind of threw him under the bus. If y'all remember that, I forgot the situation, but Stephen A. had to remind him. He's like, "Man, look, you on ESPN because of me," and I don't. They might have buried that hatchet with that and then worry about that no more. But you know, Stephen A. got that pull,
Hmm. You
and it's
know it.
like.
It's all about Stephen A. and Pat McAfee at this point.
It is. It all the way. Because I mean, when I go to the gym and if I go there early in the morning, boom, right. That's all you see on the screen is either Pat or Stephen A. That's it. And you could tell they centering their production around them too. They've been doing it for a while. I think now they just say, okay, we got to trim the fat right now because everybody else can just get looked at as substitutes. And also the podcast era. All these guys got their pods, not all, but we know that Ryan and Cam both got successful podcasts. So do they technically need ESPN? Not really. They're bringing other income in from other sources. Obviously, they already have money, but they have their successful podcasts.
But the
So
internet don't know. The internet came up with a theory already saying why, and Hollywood 954 got a good point. He's saying that when they start laying off sports announcers, a recession is coming, which is true.
mhm.
But the internet, off the rip, they said something different. And
Mhm.
I think production got that for us if we could play the clip of why Ryan supposedly got
We
fired.
shouldn't do this on TV. And so I apologize if people think this is rude. That's the non-player.
Oh,
view.
stop. That's no, CeeDee Lamb is
And let me tell you why. I'm not saying
I'm not looking at fantasy football. Ryan, I'm not don't belittle me like that. I could come in and say, as 3X players are saying one thing and give an alternative perspective that maybe CeeDee Lamb did play well and maybe
Peter, what I need for you to do is not get mad and let me finish for one.
Okay, go on.
It wasn't about you. It was going to be about me.
Okay.
As a player, I can't speak for CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I think that internet came up with that. I mean, we've seen if you watch early morning sports talk TV or anytime on TV that sports talks is on and they got analysts on there, players have always done that, in my opinion, have took shots at people who didn't play the sport, but they journalists and they up there with journalists that are reporting sports. We know Stephen A. has got shots thrown at him multiple times by athletes saying you didn't play the game. Skip has always got shots fired at him for saying certain things and he never played the game. So journalists do get that have been on TV talking about sports. That happens all the time. So if he got let go for that, I mean, you could let go everybody
I
that
want to
plays
know.
sports. It's like what?
Yeah, I want to know what that conversation was like before that part. And I don't like how Ryan always, man, like you say something, stand on it. Every time that man say something, he got to go back and apologize or come up with this long ass apology. Like, bro, if you don't mean the shit, then don't say it. Cause I ain't apologizing for shit. I didn't say it. But like, I want to know what that conversation before that was like. What were they talking about? Because that clip there, that ain't enough to fire somebody. I ain't see nothing wrong with what he was saying there to cause him to lose his job.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
the sportscaster tried to play victim, of course, saying, "Don't belittle me like that." He didn't belittle you. He didn't belittle you not a bit. He's saying his opinion that because you didn't play, you didn't have a certain perspective on the game. That's all he said. But you take that as, "Oh, well, don't belittle me like that." I don't feel like he belittled you, bro.
Nah, he definitely did. Belittle you.
Yeah, he didn't belittle him. There was more of a tentative tantrum about him. Like Ryan said, don't get mad, calm down. But my take on why he got fired, I think it do have something to do with Pat McAfee because if you was to pay attention to the what like probably the three most viewed ESPN shows, Pat McAfee is on two on. I think Stephen A is on the like one, and that's First Take. Pat McAfee got his own show, and he also is on College Game Day too. College Game Day is a big, platform, so you got to think of that aspect also. So I think that's why.
And also, like I said, working in corporate America, the fiscal year ends October 1st. So coming down to October 1st, all these companies are looking at their bottom line, looking at what they're gonna do next. We just saw Underdog let Gil go and let all that crew go because their next fiscal year starts October 1st. So they just positioning themselves for that time, I think. And these guys kind of just got it. You were grandfathered in with a certain salary, so the company when they look at it, it's like, where do we trim the fat at, like you said? So it's definitely all financial, I believe, because as far as the talent, like you said, a lot of these guys been on here forever, and they kind of like familiar faces, familiar voices. I don't want to see all Pat McAfee though, bro. I don't want to see all damn Pat McAfee. I don't want to see all damn Stephen A.
I don't watch
I
the
like.
shit either way.
I'm glad that Stephen A. bring in other people and Pat McAfee do the same. Both of them do the same, but it's just like I think ESPN is giving Pat McAfee the money, and he doing the production. Because he has a deal with them where he do his own production. He hire everybody. He pay them out his pocket, so
Yeah,
they
he
just
in
giving
his
him the big bag.
garage, ain't
Yeah, so they giving him the big bag, and he just dispersing it out and coming back with the product and producing the product.
he?
So
Yeah, I seen that too. I did see that.
So it's a lot of big business going on. They kind of, like I said, jockeying and positioning themselves for the next quarter, for the next fiscal year. So a lot of these guys had to go. But like Noam pointed out, Cam has his own podcast, but of course, podcasting being one of the most saturated markets, especially for somebody like Cam. How do you really make money off of that?
Yeah,
And then
sponsorships and all of that stuff.
sponsorship.
But I,
But
but
where
yeah,
do
but
your
like you were saying,
sponsorships? Go
yeah,
ahead, my bad.
yeah, but like you were saying though, you were saying about the bottom line and everything, and that's exactly what they looked at. They looked at their ratings. They looked at the ratings, man. It's TV. They looked at them ratings. Stephen A. Pat, they're both the ones bringing it in. They bringing it in, and they saying that they're getting the viewership. Why do we need these other people on the shows? Why do we need this person over here? Do they feel that they're bringing in more quality to bring in the ratings to make people watch? They in their mind they're thinking no. So they did what they needed to do and got rid of those people. It just is what it is. And it's corporate America. It's cold hearted. It's cutthroat. They don't care about these. Obviously, I'm not. Not gonna count these pockets, but most of these people probably doing okay, right?
I was just about
So
to say they're gonna
and
land on their feet.
Yeah, they're gonna be okay. And I know they got other things like I said with the internet and all of this. They got their own fan bases, their own followings. People watch them for the other reasons. With the internet now, you could bounce back and whatever you do. And like I said, Ryan, Cam, they already got their own thing going. They already have their own connections. They already got their own things where they're going to be placed in. And really, it might be a blessing for some of these guys because with these podcasts, even though, like you said, it's a saturated market, you with the connections they have, they can have more of 100% stake in whatever they do, or at least close to 100% stake in what they do. ESPN, you control. You got to do what the executive producers is telling you to do. You got to go. You got to go. You got to come to meetings. You got to be over here. You got to be over there. You got to watch what you say. But when you're on your podcast and you moving and you grooving and doing what you got to do, hey,
You ain't
you ain't
sensitive.
worried about.
Well, Ryan show doing pretty good though. So
Yeah, that's what
Hey,
I
I'm.
I
think
got
this,
I got a
this is just
question.
something for the side. Go ahead.
Got a question. I'm gonna create a narrative right now. Do y'all think LeBron got Pat McAfee paid? Think
So like
about it.
what handle is media
Hell
and like
no.
Think
and what they
no,
say
no.
about
Hold
him.
on, hold on. Think about it. When Stephen A. and LeBron was going there, where did LeBron go? Pat
Straight to Pat.
McAfee.
He went straight to Pat and did his.
Well, Pat McAfee name had been made by then, is what I'm telling you. Pat McAfee is the white Stephen A. Hey, white people love Pat McAfee, so they got both markets, bro. They know we Stephen A. gonna bring the urban market, and Pat McAfee is the more mainstream market,
Yeah,
and
but
just
what
That
he
going
makes
by
sense. Okay, that
yeah.
makes sense.
but what
Mm-hmm.
he's saying is because let's be honest, bro. I don't think there were too many black people watching Pat McAfee the
I
way they were
wasn't.
until LeBron came on there.
I agree.
Nobody watching Pat McAfee. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody, but that's the percentage though. The percentage of black people is a small percentage in America, so he got the bigger slice.
Oh
So
yeah.
most
Well,
white boys
yeah,
watching Pat McAfee.
yeah,
Not Stephen A. Most
I
white
mean,
boys
his
hate
show was
Stephen
like
A.
a 2 hour block, and his show like 2 hours.
yeah. He got a
And
long
then he
show,
got
man.
the Sunday game day, not Sunday.
Yep. The
The
Yeah,
college,
the
the
college
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 game
game
day.
day.
college game
Yep.
day.
Yeah. So he got his own production. Same thing Gil. We just talked about on another part. Same thing Gil did or is doing. Gil trying to do what Pat McAfee is doing right now. That's what Gil trying to do.
See now, when you explain it like that, that make a whole lot of sense. Like Gil should probably explain it like that because the way Gil explained it, I mean, I still think he took a smart route, but everybody trying to make it seem dumb. Like I don't think it's dumb.
No,
Yeah, I think
I'm not
it's
sure. I
just
mean, go ahead now.
no. I was just gonna say it's just Gil personality. Like he ain't his personality isn't where he really wants to explain it in a way that don't make him sound like an a-hole. Like that's
Got you,
just
got you.
that's just how he is. So he ain't gonna explain it. He won't explain it in the right way for real. For real, he gonna always bring some type of cockiness behind what he's saying something. At
Yo,
least
but
that's to me.
I saw on social media comment. And he was basically saying, he said, I don't believe that, bro. Ryan Clark was released from ESPN because he dissed a journalist who never played football during an on-air segment about some regular season NFL game. Rather, he has re-released. No, he released. He was released, I'm sorry, because of his discussions about black student athletes signing with D1 schools in states that are diluting black political power through redistricting, gerrymandering in the wake of the recent Supreme Court rulings, and more critically, black adults in those states supporting those schools.
Mhm.
Lest we forget that ESPN is a major media partner that has invested billions into the SEC and ACC, and the bulk of the schools in those conferences are located in the Deep South and controlled by loyalists to the Project 2025 Trump MAGA political agendas. In essence, Clark's commentary on that subject means that he was pushing for a boycott of the company store. Personally, as a direct descendant of sharecropper farmers, I know what that means back then and now. So basically, this guy's going on a deeper level saying that Ryan Clark is one of the only voices, and he's probably right. He one of the only voices who's gonna talk about stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, but
He
use
did
your
bring
show
up.
for that. Don't you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, he gotta realize, man, ESPN is a company and you're an employee. So if stuff like this is what they don't want, you got your own show for that. You can say what you want to say on your show, but when you come to ESPN, be a little more polished. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a bigger audience at ESPN, but at the same time, bro, you gotta protect your bag.
Yeah. Well,
And like I
and
said, a lot of people dislike Ryan. Anyway, it's a lot of people dislike Ryan, just like you said about Perk. And I
I
think that
don't
was a
like.
mhm.
good
I ain't
good
gonna lie.
analogy.
I don't like Ryan. I used to, but after all that, every time he say something, and then he got to turn around and make this long, heartfelt ass apology for saying something that you meant. Like I can't get behind that. So I
He was
lost.
trying to polish it up. You just said that man got to polish it up for ESPN. Now that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to polish it up.
I said,
He knew he
yeah,
didn't.
but not for his show. Like if you say something on your show or you say something outside of ESPN and you mean that shit, then stand on it. Like don't say something and then as soon as the backlash come, the first thing you want to do is make an apology video.
Mm.
Like
So
that's
that's
what
your
I
only
lost the
problem. That's
respect.
your only problem with him.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing else against them.
Hey,
But you know he be calling out a lot of shit now.
that
Ryan called
yep.
out a lot.
He called out. He called out everything. I like Ryan. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I
Ryan.
like him
He
too. I
called
like him
out
too.
everything,
Yeah,
and he don't give a
and
damn
then he
who
gonna
you
go
is. He
apologize.
gonna call you out.
Mhm.
And then he
He
gonna go
called out
apologize.
Cam.
Oh, I think I
Maybe he
went a
just
little too deep. Like,
he's trying to polish it up. He's trying to keep his bag on, but he's trying to keep it real while keeping the bag. Shit.
Yeah. I
I
mean, which
mean,
is
but
hard to do.
that's a great area though, man. You gotta be careful with that.
Yeah. When keeping it real go wrong, you know what I'm saying? They
the
you
Ryan
know what I'm
Clark
saying?
So,
edition.
Dave Chappelle, you know what I'm saying? Like
but
that,
okay, okay. Here's another part of this whole thing. It was the timing of when they did it. Because think about it, everybody else got laid off. Was that today? That was like yesterday. Everybody else got laid off yesterday. Ryan got laid off on air, bro. He was on air,
Yeah,
and
that's fucked up. That's so disrespectful.
yeah, like y'all could have did it better than that. All them other guys we named, they got the courtesy of you calling their agent or whoever and letting them know, hey, don't even come to work.
Yeah, so
yeah.
But
y'all don't think that was like a dig at him to try to like bring him down to size to put him in his place?
it probably
Oh
was a
yeah, oh
message.
yeah.
It was a
Oh yeah.
message.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
it definitely was because you
Oh
could have announced him with everybody else. But it
yeah.
definitely was a message. And they think about it now. They could have fired Ryan before now, bro. He did some other shit where motherfuckers was calling for his job way before now.
Yeah.
So maybe ESPN was just waiting on the right time. They saying, okay, we're gonna fire everybody, but we're gonna let him know that he a little different by actually firing him on air and then trying to act like y'all don't know that you did it. Like
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
they did
crazy.
it. I mean, they used him as the face of the dominoes that they set up, and
Hey,
he was the first domino. And they tipped him. They knocked him over first, and then everybody else went. But he was used as an example because of what had transpired, maybe behind closed doors with executive producers,
mhm.
people there at ESPN. Never know what happens in meetings with these guys. They all have those pre-meetings before shows. They got meetings after the show to talk about what they're going to talk about throughout the week. We don't know what goes on in those type of things. And with Ryan, like we know on air, he's outspoken. So if he's on air and he's outspoken, what's he going to do when they have meetings?
Man. But boy, hey,
Yeah.
Ryan better than me. 'Cause you find me on here, boy. I'm finna give you a reason. we we finna go down through there, boy. Everybody gonna hate me after that show. Everybody on that panel, cause I'm finna, boy. Listen,
Well,
everything
well,
I
see, well,
ever
hold
Hey,
wanted to
on.
say.
See,
so
that's why they have all of these reporters go to I forget the name, but they all go to this certain place that reporters go to get refined and get put on TV. So that's the reason why you got to go through all these hoops and loops to even get on TV and get on Sports Center and get on any of these national broadcasts and do and talk sports or whatever. You got to go through a whole bunch of stuff. So they know that you ain't gonna just snap out like that on
Yeah,
TV
but
like
that
that.
that don't mean that whatever you learn can't be unlearned for a split second. Like anybody can lose themselves for a moment. You know what I'm saying? Like bro, listen, let me tell you something. If I'm on air and you gonna try to belittle me like this man was saying Ryan was trying to do to him and tell me on air that I've just lost my job for no reason, just tell me on air that I lost my job. Yeah, man, listen, everything that y'all thought they was teaching me in that motherfucking class or school or wherever we had to go don't mean nothing at this point. Because now all my feelings are on the table. I'm letting you know everything.
I got a question, because I'm it's two reasons why I'm asking this question. Is because this morning I woke up and Ryan Clark actually his Twitter account, like, he actually made a post saying that he was laid off today. I'm not sure when this graph with everybody got laid off, but was that today too? Everybody got laid off today.
Yeah, yeah. He
Okay,
actually
now
got laid off
Okay.
reportedly
yesterday.
he got
Okay, hold on,
laid
hold
off
on.
yesterday
That's
on
hold
air.
on. That's what I'm getting to. That's what I'm getting to. So from Ryan Clark making that post today, this coming out today, I kind of think, and I'm just speculating, I think the internet or somebody in that building knew who was getting fired, and Ryan Clark found out on air. I don't think nobody told him. He found out like everybody else found out through the internet. I think that's what happened. I don't I don't think that, you know what I'm saying, that they was gonna do him like that. I just think he found out on air and he just didn't come back.
No, sir. They actually tapped him on his shoulder and told him that he's like,
So
you
it's hold
tripping,
on, that's
you
what
know.
I'm saying. So it's proof, like, y'all, it's video of this the
He was
them tap.
on air. They got video. Yes, there's video somewhere. But yeah, and then I'm quite sure he gonna tell the story at some point. He gonna tell it. But these are, reports, and this is what the whole world saying that he got fired on air
See,
yesterday.
I think I'm telling you, I wanted to see what Ryan Clark gonna say, because I really think that man, it was a commercial break. You know what I'm saying? He probably went to the bathroom because he's not in the studio. He was at home. Ryan Clark was at
No,
home.
no, he was in the studio. He was in the studio. He was in
Yeah,
the studio.
He was in the studio.
that's when him and that
He was in the
dude. That's when
studio.
him and that dude was talking.
Ah, well, shit.
We
That
shouldn't
throw
do
my
this
argument
on
out the window.
TV.
Because
And so I
if you in the
apologize if
studio,
people think this is rude. That's the non-player
Oh,
view.
stop. That's no, see,
Yeah, he was in the studio, from my understanding, and it's just funny. But ESPN letting a lot of people go, and that man, I forgot who said that one. Somebody in the comments made a good point. Hey, when they start laying commentators off, you mentioned the podcasting, the media space, kind of taking a downturn with all the war going on and all this stuff. So yeah, for sure, it's all that matters. All that's a determining factor of why all this stuff is all these
Yeah.
dominoes are falling.
And I mean, you
But
called it with just with the year starting over for all the big companies in corporate America in October
yeah.
and all of that. And
Hmm.
so, I mean, ESPN's done this in the past. This isn't nothing new. They've had big layoffs before, and they'll continue to do that. They're a big company, and they're gonna trim fat wherever they deem fit. And right now, we already know it's the Pat and Stephen A show. So I mean, that's what they're running with. That's who they're gonna pay, and everybody else is basically expendable, man. You disposable. We could kick you to the side, and we can go find the next new star. Because there's so many. Because with broadcasting and podcasting, and all this, they can go find the next guy. I mean, look at I know he was. I know he was just like he just came from the internet, and then he would be on a couple shows. But look at somebody like Bubba Dub. He was a comedian, but he was like a sports comedian for sports, and he just jump on there and do some segments and get paid. So that's how quick with the internet and all this, the big companies like ESPN can go grab a online influencer up quick. Like they could refill that room right back up like it's nothing.
Well,
And
well, if you put it like that, then I would like to see old Shay back on TV now.
you know,
Nah, Shay need to stay where he at. They building what they got. Hollywood 954 said when they start. Oh, there you go. When they start laying off announcers, you have a recession. But I think him and Joe, they doing a good thing now. They needed Joe. Joe make nightcap better because I couldn't stand Ocho, man. Ocho don't know what he be talking about.
Ocho is delusional. He don't want to say nothing bad about people, bro. Like he don't want to play that. He don't want to play the devil advocate. He don't want to be in the in between. He gonna always say the good thing about the player.
Ocho don't never know shit.
He don't be knowing nothing, bro. That's what I ain't like him at first. That's why
Say
they
that, say
needed
it
Joe.
again. I gotta write that down. Ooh, I gotta write
Write
that
that
one
down.
down. I gotta write that one down right there.
That's why I'm
Ooh,
glad they
you
got
said
Joe,
something
man.
then.
yeah,
Ocho
They
don't never
needed
know
Joe.
shit.
yeah.
No, he don't.
Chad really just a personality. He on
He
there to
just a
laugh.
personality.
Yeah, he there to laugh and crack jokes and
And
bring
cry.
it. You know,
Don't forget cry.
yeah. He bring in a certain type of subscriber that wants to watch their content, right? Because not everybody want to hear. You know, you got to balance it out. Just like on here on Game Changers, man, we balance each other out. So you got to bring in other people to balance the show out. And I think you're right, boss man. I think them bringing in Joe Johnson just gave it that balance that they needed. So they a little bit more watchable. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with Trey. It's like you could bring. Well, the point I was making is these companies could bring in anybody. They could clear the board like they just did, and they can bring in other people and make their shows entertaining. It's one person out and the next person up. Because there's a lot of talent in the world. There's a lot of talented people in the world. We know there's so many people who don't even get a shot at so many different industries that they might really be talented in, but the politics only allow certain people to go up sometimes. And we know in broadcasting and being on TV, for sure, there's a lot of politics with that. So you know,
But what we saw that in communications, my bad. But when we saw that at previously in just media, where the Breakfast Club just went and got an influencer, right, or a comedian, just hilarious, and that shit didn't work out. They had
nah,
to
it
go get
didn't.
the other girl
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
So it don't work out all the time.
not
Go
all the
ahead, man.
time.
Talking to you. What you about to say?
But how long has Ryan been doing that show?
He been on ESPN at least
What?
10 years. He
10,
got to be
10
on
years,
10?
right?
You
So
think
so
10?
2015. 2015.
He
Yeah,
been on
so
there that
almost
long?
11 years. So that show, and they done won how many Emmys? What, two Emmys? Like
Two.
last
Yeah.
years, right? Of #1 NFL sports show,
I
right?
think back to back
Mm-hmm.
too. I
Yeah,
think it
back
was
to
back
back.
to back.
So this man, this is something that he helped build from the ground up. He helped y'all build this, so y'all didn't have enough courtesy to wait until after the show to tell that man that he ain't have a job.
yeah. Once again, like I'm gonna say it again. He made some people mad there, because like I said, you are outspoken like that on national television, on your podcast. What happens when you behind the scenes with people?
Yeah, but
Like Trey said, he called out everything. He
Hey,
called
this
out
still,
everything.
this
Ryan
but
on their
that's
ass.
still,
this
but
gonna
that
be the biggest. This gonna be the biggest pivot episode.
exactly, but there still has to be some type of respect, bro, for what I've done so far. I don't give a fuck about you being mad at me. Be mad at me all you want, but at some point there has to be a level of respect to say, all right, man, at least give them the courtesy to finish the show. Don't, because
Mm, Mayor
don't.
Socrates, we're talking about corporate
I
America.
understand that. I
They don't.
get it. I know. You know what I'm saying? Like these executives are pieces of shit. I know that. I understand it. But what I'm saying is, so you don't give me the courtesy to wait until after the show to tell me, but expect me to give y'all the courtesy and not ask some shit out.
Man, that's how it always is. Shit.
Ask
No,
some shit out like what though? What
nigga,
you mean ask some shit out?
everything behind the scenes, I'm telling you gonna have to cut my mic. Security gonna have to drag me up out this motherfucker because I'm finna start talking.
No, man.
Bro,
Ryan
listen,
ain't
No.
gonna do that. Ryan got other bags he can pick up.
Yeah,
He ain't
Ryan
gotta
ain't
hold
doing
on.
all that.
he don't gotta
But what,
destroy his
but what
other
I'm,
bags to
but what
make
I'm
a point
saying
on
is, he's
ESPN.
not
So.
gonna destroy the pivot. That's already his show. They solidified in that.
But
Who
yeah,
gonna
he
take that
could
from him? That's theirs.
sponsorships could want to get
Sponsorships.
pulled.
Yeah, you right. You right.
They could want to be
Sponsorships.
fooled because you
These
on there
motherfuckers been,
talking crazy on there,
hey,
and you
I'm
over
finna
there
tell you.
did all that. Or so you gonna air ESPN out because you let us go? So you got we sponsored on your show. Well, you gonna talk about us if we have some, some
No, if
conversations
y'all,
that we.
hey, but that's just like y'all said, they were making an example out of him. So I'm finna make an example out of y'all. Let the rest of
Nah,
these
I
motherfuckers
don't
know.
agree with Matt
Don't play
Sarkeesian on
me on
this
air.
on the
Don't
Game
play me
Changer
on air.
podcast. No,
Shit.
G, I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
Hey, you ain't gotta agree. I don't expect you to agree. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
just
know.
saying. I'm
Yeah,
talking about me. This
yeah.
ain't the game changes or nobody else on this panel. I'm saying what I would have done. This
But
is
this also come all the way back around to, and I have to bring it up again. These big, huge contracts you giving these, Pat McAfee's and Stephen A's. When we
man.
start seeing them get them big contracts like that, it's gonna be all good for a little while. But when the money start looking a little funny, you got to trim somewhere. And what? Stephen A gonna be starting to do the damn highlights and everything. They're gonna have to put him to work because we ain't got nobody else.
Well, I mean, Pat McAfee already be doing all of that. He be all over. He be hyped up. It's like he be hitting a couple lines before he
Look
come
at
on the
that. I
show.
didn't even know that. And
That's
there
that.
you
That's
go. That's
that.
why Pat McAfee getting the money. There
That's
you
that.
Yeah,
go.
you watching the show. He, when they, especially football season, they gonna run the highlights. He gonna do the highlight. They gonna come back. He gonna talk, and he gonna go over here. Then he'll have, he got like three other guys on his show. He got like two white dudes and a black dude on there.
Yeah, old boy used to be linebacker for Green Bay. He on there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about? White
yeah,
boy.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they'll break down some stuff, but I mean, he'll be around doing all of that. So they might end up doing that, boss man Jay, like you said. Stephen A. might be up there doing it all, running around, jumping around, because hey, you're trying to basically make it a monopoly with two analysts and a couple of their people, like because that's what it's coming off of. I mean, you don't look at ESPN, and I mean, who do you think about on ESPN now? I mean, I remember ESPN from morning all the way to basically until uh basketball came on or football came on. It was a whole entertaining day of ESPN. The
Facts.
2010s was like that. Late
Right.
2000s, 2010s. It
What old boy with the baseball highlights? I ain't even have to watch the game, but the highlights was lit because Chris Berman.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah,
Uh,
Chris Berman.
yeah.
Pardon the interruption. Uh, what's your pops and oh boy and them in Miami. Yeah, pops and I forget oh boy's name, but he got let go a while ago. I mean, they used to have a whole lineup, and it'd all be pretty entertaining through the whole day, from morning all the way into the evening. And I don't think ESPN has that pool like that anymore. Like, they basically got the morning time, and it's like after that, I don't really know. I don't really know if they really are keeping the attention of the people. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know their analytics or their
No,
ratings and all of
you ain't
that.
wrong. You ain't wrong because definitely a change from when we was coming up, bro. It definitely
Yeah,
is a change. Like they don't even listen. You remember like you used to really get the highlights from the whole game and you could tell how the game went? No, they
yeah,
just give you a couple plays now that ain't even no context of the winning team might not even have a highlight. They'll show you the
yeah,
highlight of the losing team and at the end say, oh, but they lost by 12. And
yeah,
it's like y'all used to do way more highlights and there used to be a whole story being told,
mm,
Stuart Scott. Stuart
yeah,
Scott was the man with basketball after school. We used to come on and
yeah,
I don't see any of those personalities. I don't see none of those shows.
yeah,
It's like y'all don't build the talent up because we don't know somebody until we know them. Y'all
yeah,
don't even give us a chance to know these motherfuckers. Who is these motherfuckers?
yeah. And
Who's
I
fucking
think,
Tom Pelissero? I don't know this motherfucker. I don't
and
even
I
know
think,
David Lloyd.
yeah,
Go ahead.
and I think one of the reasons for that, once again, it goes back to the social media, mixing into uh regular daytime or regular TV broadcasting, that where we basically uh us as fans for the most part, we don't really even look for them for giving us analysts sometimes because we getting it on our phone and we don't really want to see, like, to me, I don't really want to see ESPN and all that unless, like, I'm out and about. I might be somewhere, they got a TV, or y'all put on ESPN, or like in my house, like, I don't really be having it on unless the game is on, actual game. But I don't really care for them to really tell me a lot, honestly, because I'm not really watching them for that
Yeah,
reason. I'm
yeah,
watching them for the actual event. But for their
yeah.
breakdowns these days, I'm not really checking them
Only
for
really
that.
give a fuck.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm
that
saying?
is true. That
Yeah.
is true.
So
So that's why somebody like Ryan was kind of refreshing though, because he was coming from different point of view than most of the other sportscasters, and he was saying talking about real life shit. I don't know if y'all remember when he called out that shit when oh boy Kyron Lacey deleted himself because they thought he
yeah.
was, you know what I'm saying? Ryan called that shit out, bro. He like he just ain't going for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That
So
shit.
yeah.
Back to what
But
Norm said earlier.
ESPN, go ahead, go ahead.
Nah, I was just about to say shit. I remember when my TV stayed on Sports Center 24/7. That was all
Facts.
I watched.
Yeah.
Me too.
And
Me
it
too.
was the same shit playing over and over again. But I just didn't change that channel. Direct TV 206. I'll never fucking forget. My motherfucking girl used to be mad as hell because that's the only thing it stayed on.
But I
Now
remember
I don't
even the
watch that shit.
baseball, bro.
Yeah,
Even
everything.
baseball was like exciting back then because I wasn't sitting watching the whole game, but the highlights and the breakdown of the game, it was like, oh
On
yeah, I
point.
was in it. Yeah, it was on point. It was bringing in people who really normally wouldn't even be watching it. And that's
Yeah.
what I think ESPN is missing now because now you ain't got no game shows or nothing. You telling me you can't throw together a little, ESPN little shoot around in the city somewhere? Man, we'll watch that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even got to be nothing crazy.
Who
Go
gonna
around to
be
these
there?
different cities.
Mhm.
Yeah, show us somebody new. A lot of people could make this content and you won't even have to pay them you know. And we talking about sports and just going because you remember Nike had the Hoop It Up tournaments going around the whole United States. I remember I was a teenager. I was in Minneapolis, Minnesota, bro. The Hoop It Up came to Minneapolis, bro, and it was the biggest thing ever. And yeah, it's like if I was at home, sitting at home, and y'all telling me y'all had 3 different cities that y'all were gonna go and just pick random people, or whatever, anything, any kind of idea that's innovative and would make you watch it. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
just rerunning the same shit. It's like, come on, what y'all think y'all gonna like? How do you make money off of that?
Yeah.
Because we saw the whole betting, not betting, but the whole all those gambling companies basically, underdogs and all those FanDuel networks and all that, they all went down, right? Because
Mhm.
they were trying to get us to go and bet from
Yeah,
watching their shows. I ain't
Mhm.
gonna watch a show and it gonna make me be like, oh yeah, I need to go bet on FanDuel. No,
be careful.
Mm.
yeah, but you know what I mean. I'm not
It-
doing that, so that don't even make sense for these
Yeah.
companies in the first place.
Yeah. It's we've gotten to such a the monetization of everything, right? Like the monetization of everything has pretty much, in a way, took a lot of the soul out of what we used to have in a lot of things, because everything can be, put with a dollar sign. So that's I think a lot of the issue with even a company like ESPN. Everybody's looking at that bottom line, looking where that next dollar can come from, and they're not really looking at ways of being creative. And so when it comes time to, once again, look at their bottom line and look, they're just looking at the money. And if it doesn't make sense, we're gonna let you go. And we're gonna keep who we think is gonna keep the money coming in, and who's gonna keep the viewership up. But once again, by you not allowing some type of creativity to stay, in your network and stay in your company, I think you may take a hit. But like I said, man, those, they're two big names. I think they think their personalities are big enough to keep people watching. But I don't know, man. I guess we'll end up seeing what Ryan Clark has to say, what Cam has to say, and let's see their opinions on why they were let go and how they feel about ESPN and where they think the future of the company's actually going. Because just like Trey said, Ryan lays it all out there. So I want to see if Ryan is gonna be like, hey, I think ESPN is gonna be heading down this path, or I don't think they need to work on this, or because I think what we have just said just here in the last couple minutes, I think that's really the issue with sports media, the creativity of us wanting to really watch those shows because they keep our focus. They ain't really keeping our focus like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll go over to social media and get the highlights. I like watching like now the way I used to like ESPN is the way I like individual content creators that break down hooping. They'll just have the game and behind them on their screen and they just breaking the game down. I like that more than I like watching these guys talk about it on TV.
But
Oh
I
You
think
know,
yeah, it's
spend
more
more
organic.
time on that.
it's more organic. It's like it's just like me or you or any of us here on the panel talking. It's just like somebody that understands hooping and understands ball, and they giving you their opinion on where the players are going and all that. They give those individual people are more entertaining than the actual network. So the networks got to get busy, man. They got to get busy to figure out to keep people watching. Because to me, they not keeping people watching like they may be putting out there.
Boy, ESPN about to come back with all AI commentary hosts and play. Boy, what did I tell you?
Man, probably, man, that's where we headed though. I mean, that's
You
really
remember BET did it first. BET had Miss Sita back in the day.
yeah, Miss
They
Sita.
gon' that's
Man,
what ESPN going toward, man. And I guarantee you, in one of them board meetings, somebody brought that idea up and said we should just do all AI characters. We can make the whole characters. Yeah, we don't need these guys.
hey man, it's not too far fetched. Once again, social media got plenty of AI characters and AI influencers. You got AI music. You got AI artists who's getting paid. So why not have AI sports analysts? You know, I mean, once
You
it,
see these guys, any of these guys? Can you just and this young lady? Could you just see just making up 8 characters and
yeah.
throwing them in there and filling those roles?
And see, this is the thing with that. See, everybody, but this is the younger generations that are gonna come up. If you just put AI people on TV, they're not gonna really care because that's the only thing they're gonna know, right? Just
Yeah.
going off the deep end,
Yeah, that's facts. That's
you know what
facts, and
I'm
I think that's where ESPN is going, trying to trim these dollars and cut the budget to fit whatever other objectives and goals they got. But in
saying?
the meantime, they gonna have to either have some more hosts that cheaper, and like I said, they may have already floated the idea of AI characters, but they're gonna have to do that or either just go keep along with this rerun thing, just running these reruns and just have all Pat McAfee, all Stephen A.
Ain't nobody gonna want to watch that shit.
Exactly. So I think they're going AI. I just thought up on that right now. I think they're going AI. It's apparent they're going AI. That's what's happening right now. You heard it here right here first on TGC Pod, man. Um, ESPN. This is just for educational purposes. What you got to say? Something
Entertainment
like that.
purposes only.
Entertaining purposes only. Yeah. But
They, I don't know, bro. I'm still stuck on that Ryan, the way they did it, bro. Like, I don't know, that shit just don't sit right with me, man.
Well, Ryan, man, if you listening to the Game Changers podcast, man, have Matt Socrates on as a special guest, so he can sit
Even
there and
even
ask.
though I ain't no big fan of you, bro. I used to be, but the way they did you, man, the man ain't boy, you did you wrong, brother. They did you wrong.
so do you like Stephen A? Is Stephen A a good character for ESPN? You think?
I don't know about nobody else, but Stephen A. voice is annoying as fuck to me, bro. I'm sorry, I just can't take too much of him because it seems like when he talking, it just sounds he about to spit, and that shit right there, man. That just I don't know, that aggravates me, man. Seem
I
like it.
think
He's
Stephen A is
rage bait.
just
He's the rage bait king.
well, the thing about Stephen A is like he always in character mode, right? So it's like even when he's serious, it's like you can't take him
You
serious.
don't even know.
Yeah, because he always playing the character of seriousness for the most part. Like that's his whole thing. Like even when they start to show up, the very beginning of the show, and they start the show, he got that face. And when they ask him a question about the game or whatever the main topic is, he always goes in it. He's always animated. He's always
He
animated.
understood. He understood media, bruh, because that's what made him, bruh, being all
Mhm.
animated and foolish and stuff. And of course, he looked like a damn fool.
Mhm.
But think about it. You remember his name through all these years. And just like Mayor Socrates said, his voice annoying. He's annoying. If I had to
Mhm.
talk to him, but on the TV, it made for good TV and rage bait.
Mhm.
You know how, just like we just said about Pat McAfee, all the white boys like Pat McAfee for the most part.
Mhm.
Uh, I would say the opposite of that with Stephen A. The white boys hate him,
Yeah. Mhm.
and some of the black dudes hate him too. But
Mhm.
for the most part, he's the rage baiter, bruh.
Mhm.
And people love to hate him, and that's how Skip came up. And who did he come up under? Skip. So
Mm-hmm. And also, I think these guys are just good with the business. When they got to go to, like I said, when you in these meetings and you're sitting down with certain people, they just did what they were supposed to do to stay on, to stay where they are and stay on top to get the contracts. The executive producers over there at ESPN or whoever they're dealing with, they're comfortable dealing with them. And he, that's what Stephen A. I think has done the best because I don't think his analyst style is cool, but he could be replaced. It's not like he's just whatever. I feel you can replace Stephen A. with who I don't know, but
he
I don't.
knows when and how to animate himself. He knows when to
Yeah,
articulate himself. He
yeah,
can go in between that area. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
when the show going kind of boring, he can just pick up some bullshit and just make it loud and try to make a big deal out of stuff. That's his
Mhm.
power. That's his whole shit. It ain't that he just making the best takes out of sports. Nah.
Yeah, yeah. It's his
You know,
personality. It's who he is as a person and how he's
yeah.
you know making his character on TV. He got a character. You know what I'm saying?
And hey, Pat McAfee character too.
Yeah,
He a character too
wrestling,
on the other end. Yeah, he
wrestling.
been in wrestling and all kind of shit.
Doing all the extra. Even on college game day, he doing all the antics. He talking
and
all crazy. He getting all riled up. You know what I
and
mean?
let's remember how he was on the football field. He was one of the only punters that would hit you. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
Pat
Yep.
McAfee was like one of them ones.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
So
Pat used to kick that ball and run down that field with the intentions of hitting the runner.
and then
Mm-hmm.
remember
He
he got up
looked
and
for that
walked away like
contact.
Conor McGregor. He did the Conor McGregor walk,
Yeah,
or maybe
yeah.
Conor McGregor did his walk. I don't know who came up with that first. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. So ESPN full force all behind those two guys for sure. We'll see how
Mm-hmm.
that work out.
Or are they making just room for just Pat and about to get rid of Stephen A. too?
I can
Mm.
see that. Because, like I
Hey, but
said,
Because
I don't know
Stephen A.
who's
talking
going to
about
no,
he's
replace
running for
Stephen A.
president though.
but no one
Huh?
mentioned it earlier. His ratings are dropping. He ain't as popular as he once was.
No, I
But
don't
he's
think
still
he
number
is.
one though. He's still number one though.
Yeah.
But
And
who is he
nobody else.
competing against?
Shit, everybody. We just talked about how saturated this market is. He's number one as far as
Yeah.
sports daily shows. Now like we said, Pat McAfee got like a little special little situation going because he on multiple shows. He got that. I don't know. I know Stephen A. got the 2 hour block, but I want to say Pat McAfee got more than Stephen A. time wise on air.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know, but Pat McAfee seemed like he's the guy. And again, I said before, Pat McAfee has the larger slice of America. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
As
Definitely
far as
by
the demographics
demographics.
go,
Right. Right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And who's going to watch them and tune into them. So, but yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll end up seeing what like I said, we'll end up seeing what Ron says on his pod. We'll end up seeing what Cam says on his pod, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of these other analysts over at other networks. Fox probably pick some of these people up. Some other people will get some contracts. So they're pretty much cool in the water. I mean, some of them are unknown, but some of these people are legends that got let
Hey,
go.
yeah, for sure.
So
Let me bring up one other thing before you go. Uh, man, I saw this somewhere, fool, and I wanted Mayor Socrates to really see it. But an older man gets pissed and slaps a fan at a Cubs game for not standing for the national anthem.
And I'd have threw that old bastard down that stand.
Who was with you, brother? You came by yourself to that game because that guy actually slapped him.
Man, his
It
ass
would,
would have been rolling down them
man,
bleachers.
it wouldn't have matter who with me or who with him. Man, you slapped me because I don't want to stand for this bullshit ass national anthem, boy. We finna have a problem.
He said, "Stand up or get smacked."
And I would have said, smack me, and it's gonna be some slow singing and flower bringing, cause you going flying.
Oh, he did it though. He did it. Oh boy, he still on business. Oh boy, just let that ride.
Bro, listen, I don't give a damn. Hey, listen, all that respect your elder shit go out the door when
Go
you put
out the
your hands on
window.
me.
I swear to God, that shit go out the window.
Put your motherfucking hands on me, man. I'm gonna forget that you 70 or 80 years old, and I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass.
yeah, you don't put your hands on nobody because
That's that
this.
man rights.
And man, it's America. That's the whole point of America. I can do things that I want. I want to do, even if you don't agree with it. Like as long as it's not illegal, and it's not illegal. Last time I checked, it's not illegal to not stand for the national anthem.
If he don't
Dude, the
believe in it,
video,
man, he ain't gotta stand.
Man, listen, them a lot of stairs to fall down.
Shit.
the video shows the older man repeatedly yelling to the younger man, "Get up!" before leaning down, saying something to him, and then striking him in the back of the head. The younger man then stood up, and the older fan responded, thank you so much, young man."
Yeah, he would have got the wrong understanding because that wasn't what I was finna be standing up for. I'm finna stand up. I'm finna throw your motherfucking ass, and I'm gonna make sure that you touch every stair on the way down. Because if you
I
miss,
swear to God.
I'm taking you back up and throwing you down again, motherfucker.
I swear to God.
Put your goddamn hands on me in front of all these people if you want to.
But I'm trying to
Okay.
make sure all your fucking authorized hurting.
The clip has already been viewed more than 2 million times, with social media sharply divided. Some argue standing for the national anthem is a sign of respect and defended the older man's frustration,
Yeah,
while
fuck y'all
others
respect.
say physically confronting someone over their choice crossed the line. Legal experts have also pointed out that striking another person in this manner could potentially constitute battery under certain circumstances. What do you mean,
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
circumstances?
Nah,
Well,
in
man,
any circumstance.
you don't put your hand on nobody, man. You gotta keep your hands to yourself, man. This is the thing. You got a lot of these older people who want to tell people what to do. Okay, you don't just tell people what to do because you think that's what they're supposed to be doing. That's not how that works. And then you don't put your hands on people because they're not doing what you're saying. You not That's not your kid. That ain't your whatever. You don't got no relation. You have no jurisdiction over another person at a game, watching the game, to tell them to get up during the national anthem. And then you don't put the hands on them. I get tired of these Karens, these Kens, all these people who run around here who think they got jurisdiction over another human being when they're not doing what they want them to do and they're not doing nothing. See, that's how. Yeah, he had the right one because,
Yeah.
like
He did
Trey,
it for the right skin.
like Trey and Mary Socrates said, that man should have been rolling down them stairs.
Listen, man, and we had a good show. I was calm. So and then Rod had to come and piss me off and say some shit like this. The boy ain't man, listen. Jesus couldn't come down and stop me from putting my hand on this man.
Always the goddamn mayonnaise.
Man, goddamn mayonnaise warriors always doing shit they ain't got no business doing, but they be running across the right ones. But boy, let me tell you,
Yeah,
try me if you want to.
Yeah, stop trying to police people. I've never understood it. Go do what you're gonna do in public and make sure you make it back home. You going and trying to tell people what to do, and you going outside and you trying to police people because they supposed to be doing what you want them to do. That's dangerous.
I
You
gave
don't
him what
know,
he was asking for.
y'all.
That's
It's like
dangerous. You're right.
people who do that, I always wonder, do you think that you are invincible? You are not
They don't
invincible.
be thinking, no. That's the problem. They don't be thinking. And I would have gave this man exactly what he obviously he's tired of being on Earth. He don't want to be here no more. I would have been happy to oblige you and help you on your journey.
So if that whole row didn't stand up, was he gonna go down that whole row and smack everybody who didn't stand up? Like that's
He would have been
the thought,
yelling, probably.
the mentality of these people like this, like you said, trying to police an individual. Like you're at a sporting event, sir. You're not my dad. Like, what
Not
is
my
wrong with
dad.
you?
But do y'all think that he I don't man for him to be that bold to slap that boy in the back of the head, he got to be related to him. Some he
No,
better
I
be.
don't think so.
He better be. And then for this guy, like, did you think you was gonna get a medal of honor for not putting your hands on this man after he done publicly embarrassed you? And somebody had to be recording this new one who finna go down. So who recording this? Did he tell
But
them that he was gonna slap the shit out of him?
But another thing, because it said the write up said that he stood there and told him to get up multiple times, and screamed at him to get up. But with that being said, when you're dealing with somebody so deranged, you got to understand, especially in America. I don't know if this was a Cubs game, so this was in America. In America, you got to understand that some people will go to the end of Earth for certain reasons. One being religion, others being nationality, patriotism.
I
These
was just
guys
about
are
to say,
like, yeah, these guys are out there, like
and that's
seriously.
exactly what he would say. That was patriotism right there. But putting your motherfucking hands on me ain't showing how much of a patriot you are. About the boy, man.
No, that's assault, man, bro. That's assault. And
Hey,
dude had a reason to defend himself
that
right then
man
and
had
there.
all the rights to defend himself. Man, listen, that old Kentucky Fried Chicken looking skin wouldn't save you, bruh. I'm sorry, nigga. I'd have made sure every wrinkle was straightened out by the time you hit the bottom of them stairs.
Mm.
Cause boy, ain't no motherfucking way. You ain't got no business putting your hands on nobody, young or old, because
We already saw. My bad. We already just saw. We talked about it before the show, and I know we're going off topic here, but the Argentinian team showing that despicable display of sportsmanship after the World Cup final, and these people are out here like this in the stands trying to police somebody on their actions, and it's just people basically do whatever the hell they want to do until you stop them, and that's just that
that's
on
the
that.
problem. That's the problem right there. Until you stop them, and ain't enough people standing up and trying to stop them. Everybody want to grab their phones and start recording, or want to call the police to help them. No, man, because by the time the police get here, I done what I needed to do. Like y'all got, man, mother got to,
That's a
y'all got to
fact. By
stop
the
that
time the
shit.
police on the scene, I'm gone.
I done
Hey,
done what
the
I need to
damage
do,
has
and I'm
been
out
done.
of there. The damage done. I'm gone. I don't got what I'm sticking around for. You started with me.
Hey,
I'm giving
yeah,
you what you were looking for.
but
That's the problem. Motherfucker want to grab their phone and start recording. Y'all look at this. Look at what this person is doing. Look at this. Man, listen, I ain't finna grab no camera. I'm finna whoop your ass, and then somebody else gonna be recording. And when
I
they
thought
ask
that would
why,
be a teachable moment because TGC we like to think practically and have teachable moments. So
that
this is
man,
a teachable moment
that man too old to be still learning lessons.
for both sides. This is a teachable moment because the young man, you got to stand up for yourself in this world. Nobody coming to save you. Is the principle behind this one. The
And
lesson to
when he
be
go,
learned.
when motherfucker interviewed him, asking him, why didn't you? Oh, he was old, and I just figured, man, listen, that's a smack heard by the world. And that
Nobody's coming to save you.
shit, oof, man. Hey, man, thank y'all for watching. Appreciate all the comments. Don't y'all forget to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Choose life.
Let's go. Welcome in, welcome in. This is the place for the people who lead, for the people who build. From city halls to the block, from the huddle to the stage. We talk politics, we talk power moves, we talk community first and what the numbers prove. If it moves the world, if it shakes the room, if it changes the game, you know what to do. The Game Changers Podcast. Say it loud, say it now.